Hi everyone, it's Carrie with My Friends Call Me Martha, and yes, I got that nickname after Martha Stewart because I am crafty and I do like to be cooking or baking in the kitchen. I am here, excuse me, I am here today with day 3 of tags and cards. And this is my 1 week series that I'm doing with making a gift tag and then how you could also kind of turn that gift tag into a card. So our October host code, if you're not already working with a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, is this right here. And my website is carriechampagne.stampinup.net. Yes, my real name is Carrie Champagne. My business name is My Friends Call Me Martha. But you're welcome to call me Martha. I don't mind it at all, and I consider it a compliment. Even though she was in some trouble, I still, I thought she did some great, amazing things, and she had some really good craft supplies at. I think it was Michael's and Joanne's maybe carried her stuff. So here today I'm using the Kindest Gnomes stamp set and dies along with tailor-made tags. So this is kind of the tag bundle that Stampin' Up! Has, and I use it all of the time. I love the shape that it creates, and I hide the little cutout hole so that if you want it to just look like a shape instead of a tag, you can easily do that. So let's get started with how I did this. So first off, so the supplies I'm using today is I cut out, this is kind of like the middle size of the more straight cut tailor-made tag. So there's, kind of can show you that. There's two different shapes. So you'll see at the top, this one has like a little bit of an indent and more of a curvature at the top, whereas this one is more square, rectangular. So I'm using the more square, rectangular one. And I'm going to make two just so I can hopefully speed up things. So I've already done the die cutting on this part, and then I cut out 2 pieces of Design a Series paper that are, I think it was 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. So the gnome set comes there. I apologize, that is my dog with her squeaky little mouse toy. She likes to do this when I go live. So the DSP, it has some gnomes that you can actually use dies to cut them out perfectly, which is amazing. It's sad though because the back side of this paper I really like, but I want to make use of the gnomes. And this one's like some nice trees. So even if you're not into the gnomes, I like this set because it's more of like your winter instead of it being like all Christmassy. Like if you have some friends that maybe don't celebrate, this could possibly be a great set. Then you get some moose and deer. So this is actually a cute one too. So I of course had to buy the gnomes. I have like gnomes all over my house. So you'll see here, this one here, I used this paper to do the backdrop, and then I cut out my little gnome. But for this one, I'm just going to try it with the darker, and we're going to see how those look. And I apparently need a new tape runner. I am struggling. So by doing this, you can really make the tag look quite different. You could also cut out the tag right from the Designer Series paper if you wanted to. But I am just kind of doing a little something extra. And then here we have my gnome. And my dies are right here. Now to do this, I will use a piece of washi tape to kind of hold the die in place because I don't want it to mess up. You could also use scissors and cut these out if you did not have a die cutting machine. So I'm going to bring in my little baby boss. So this one is the smaller one, which I like it. It's great for right on top of my desk and for doing a demonstration like this. But I tend to use my bigger one because it works with everything possible that Stampin' Up! Makes, whereas not all of our embossing folders and not all of our dies will fit through the smaller machine. But if you need to be mindful of what you're spending, the small one is, I think it's about half the price. So, and it folds up, so it's like very compact. All right. And then we're just going to add our little gnome. I'm going to use some dimensionals. And I'm going to stick him on here. He goes really good with this darker blue. And then for the ribbon choice, I pulled this out, which is iridescent. I can't even read it. Iridescent trim. Okay. And you can see here, I just tied a simple knot. Like that, and I could tie it very easily onto a gift bag. Now, for the one that I'm going to use for a card, I'm actually going to use this, which is the frayed ribbon, which this one doesn't really make bows very well. It's great to like use on a card, like as like I sometimes cut it out to look like a strip of paper, but it's, you know, it has obviously the texture of ribbon. And what can be fun is to use a stapler just to give it something different to look at. And then I'll put this on with a glue dot. And I usually put my ribbon onto the glue dot. I don't like touching it with my finger so that it doesn't. And then, like I said, I just cut these on an angle, and it's supposed to have that like messy frayed look, hence the name. And then I took a Pacific Point card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I took this layer, and this measures 3 3/4 by 5.5. I kind of went a little over on my. And I'm just going to kind of try to leave even margins on both sides. And I'm going to use dimensionals to put this onto the card. And I'm going to use about 4. And I'm just going to put that kind of in the center. And what I'm realizing is I don't have an extra gnome. So pick this up. All right, so here's that same little blue guy. Like I said, it really is a shame that the back side is so pretty. They do this to me a lot so that I like just have to keep buying more and more paper. I wish they would have put like some, like there's mushrooms in that set, and like toadstools is what they call the little houses I guess the gnomes live in. I don't know if that's true or not. I am just repeating what I heard someone else say. So again, I'm using washi tape. I'm going to bring my little machine in here. And you basically like create a sandwich here. And then, come on. Sorry for the shaking. So the washi tape definitely like helps keep it in place. Just want to be careful though. It doesn't ruin the paper, but there was one time that I kind of was a little bit aggressive with how I pulled that off. Okay, so bring our card back in here. And one other thing I wanted to add, I used these in one of the yesterday's video, are these wonderful snowflakes. Wonderful snowflakes, which they're like iridescent, but they're very like fine. So I'm using up my last one on this sheet just to add a little bit extra to this card. And that's the shiny side. This is the dull side. So Stampin' Up! Was so smart, and they made our dimensionals the same size as the center of the snowflake. So somebody was super smart when they came up with that. So I am going to stick the snowflake in the middle right there. And my gnome, I'm just going to use tape because we've already got a lot of height with how I put the tag on and now the snowflake. And I think I'm going to add a sentiment. I didn't think I was going to, but I kind of want to. So warm wishes I already had on a blog. And I can kind of pick from Pacific Point, Night of Navy, and Balmy Blue. Those are kind of the 4 blues that I chose. And then I always keep these little strips. They're kind of when you are cutting card bases or like the inside layer, it's what's left over. So they're great for these kind of things where you just want to add a little bit of text and the stamp set is nice and small. So this is Navy, which I think I pressed too hard. There we go. And let's just try another color. Let's go all, I think the Balmy Blue is too light. I feel like it'll get lost. So I feel like I need something. Oh yeah, I kind of like the Pacific Point. And what's easy to do is I just can cut like on a little angle, and because I went closer to the top, I'm just going to take a little bit off the bottom, and these big scissors let me kind of go one shot. And I'm just going to put this, yeah, I think I'm going to put it across his body. Oh my goodness. Come on, tape runner. I think I'm just going to cover his feet. All right, let me close up my ink pad so I don't completely ruin my project. Oh my goodness, I've done that before. All right, so see, we have some cute tags and the card. I think this is adorable. So like, I mean, seriously, if you were gonna give this to somebody and then wanted to hang this, I actually have a bag I can show you guys. I haven't opened these yet. These are called embossed treat bags, and they are in the annual catalog. I think it's $7.50 for 10 of them. So less 75 cents a bag. I mean, obviously they're not like a full-size gift bag, but They are like a good quality. Like they're not like paper thin. They're very sturdy. What would be cute, even what would make a nice gift is actually if you made like 4 of these cards and then stuck them in the bag with envelopes. Super cute. And then look, you just tie this, just a simple knot. How adorable. Okay, super cute. You could definitely have the snowflake too if you wanted to add it behind him. That would also be super adorable. So again, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Feel free to, if you missed the last 2 days, you can go check those videos out. And then I will still be back later this week with video 4 and 5. So thanks again. Hit subscribe, like, leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you guys. So take care. Bye.